Hello everyone and welcome to episode 6. I'm Gabe and today we'll be exploring Route 4 and having ourselves a tense battle there. But a quick recap. In the last episode, you finished up on Route 3 and battled the normal type head researcher and attained your very first access code. You heal up your Pokemon at the Pokebeacon in Devo Town, and use your access code to open your very first restricted gate. The massive doors labeled with a large number 1 part for you. This is Route 4. The path is very uneven now, with jagged rock faces rising up around you, creating shadowy overhangs. A Pokemon researcher on this path waves you over and asks for help. Throughout the Palean region, researchers may ask you to study specific Pokemon more thoroughly. This is similar to the research tasks in Legends Arceus. Completing their specific requests rewards you with items and money, and completing the research tasks for any Pokemon will drastically increase their shiny odds. This researcher is asking you to study some of the Ghost-type Pokemon on Route 4. They'll probably also give you a heads up, since it's early in the game, not to use normal type or fighting type moves on Ghost Pokemon since they're immune. Heading down the winding route, you spot a couple Pokemon that you've already seen. Chippet and Takashuru are scurrying about, but from the shadows, a spooky visage pops out at you. Alright, this design will be based on the Lystrosaurus and its particularly funny looking face. Now, even though it's got Saurus at the end of its name, Lystrosaurus was not a dinosaur. It's a therapsid. They were mammal-like reptiles from the Permian and Triassic era, and they're what eventually led to mammals. Lystrosaurs in particular were Decenodonts, so little herbivores with big goofy tusks and beaks. I think they're pretty adorable, but in an ugly way, if that makes sense. Anyway, we're going to lean into how strange their faces look. In fact, this little Pokemon will have embraced its ugly mug and it uses it to scare away others. It's so spooky that it will be our first ghost type for the region. I'm a big fan of not all ghost Pokemon being just straight up ghosts. Instead, I love it when a design incorporates spooky, elusive, or mysterious elements to justify the typing, and that's what we're doing here. It was easy to turn the head into a bizarre skull, and some patterns on the palms help suggest little finger bones. I went with purple, classic ghosty types. Oh, and I added some little hairs on its head. This breaks up the silhouette and also hints that therapsids likely had whiskers and other proto-hair. Okay, this is Lystrik, the surprise Pokemon. This spooky little Pokemon enjoys leaping out and scaring other Pokemon and people. Lystrik giggles have the strange property of echoing a great deal, making it difficult to know where a Lystrik is hiding. Their frightening behavior is a defense mechanism, and if they fail to scare their target, they will flee, partially due to embarrassment. Its ability is Infiltrator, so that allows it to ignore the effects of Reflect, Light Screen, and Safeguard. The idea is that it's able to kind of sneak up on you and get past those defenses. The Lystrik bobs around trying to scare you off, until eventually, another little round Pokemon shuffles over and nudges it back into the shadows. Okay, Primal Form time! And luckily, this one is going to be very straightforward. Little Shieldon doesn't need much more than a few tweaks. Now, that is not something I can say about its evolution, Bastiodon. When we get to it, it is one of the absolute ugliest Pokemon designs, in my opinion, at least. I mean, if you like Bastiodon, more power to you, but that thing is going to get some serious reworks when I get to it. Shieldon, on the other hand, is such a sweet and simple design. We're going to be shifting its typing to Mono Ground. This is primarily to help balance the types across the region, but I'm also going to justify it by saying that This line is based on ceratopsians who were incredibly grounded and sturdy. Yeah, see what I did there? Shieldon in particular is based on Protoceratops, which were wee little ceratopsians that lacked the iconic horns. We made some minor tweaks to the design, but kept the overall silhouette the same. It was mainly about getting some ground type markings, which I imagine are from this little guy taking dirt baths all the time. Alrighty, this is Primal Shieldon, the shield Pokemon. This defensive Pokemon uses its large head to block incoming attacks. Primal Shieldon enjoy wallowing in dirt and sand dunes. These dust baths keep their skin healthy as they absorb the minerals. Trainers are advised to wear knee pads as Primal Shieldon show affection by gently headbutting people. Its ability is Sand Veil. That boosts a Pokemon evasion in sandstorms and also makes them immune to sandstorm damage. Shieldon smiles up at you before finding a puddle of mud to wallow in. Nearing the end of the craggy path, you spot a small stone topple off an outcropping above you. The stone hits the ground, flops over, and looks at you. This isn't a stone at all. In fact, this is our next design. Ooh, that transition was smooth. Paleontologists have discovered some really amazing dinosaur egg, embryo, and baby dinosaur fossils. And, I mean, it's really astounding when you think about how delicate the bones are and the particular conditions required to preserve them. So that's going to be our primary inspiration. But that's not all. In homage to all the baby dinosaurs who died and became those fossils, we're also using the idea of broken eggs, so shattered shells, embryos, egg yolks, and the general goopiness. In fact, all that sad stuff is going to give us our typing too. This will be our second ghost type for the Palean region. Instead of being literal egg goo, it's a wiggly mass of ectoplasm. We're giving it some egg yolk-like blobs inside it that also hint at a developing body, spine, and brain. Colors were fun to play with, and I love how it almost has a lava lamp look to it as well. Here is Ectryo, the embryo Pokemon. This spectral Pokemon is made up of ectoplasmic gas. Ectryo use discarded eggshells for protection and to keep their gooey bodies contained. Though they are ghost types, Ectryo are not shy and instead will waddle up to people seeking attention. They can be easily trained as they always aim to please. Its ability is Clear Body, since they're kind of transparent, and that prevents other Pokemon from lowering its stats. I really love how this ghost Pokemon turned out. It's a pretty nebulous design, but I'm sure you could guess from the reference photos that it'll be getting much bigger when it evolves. I'm curious if you can predict how this design will advance. If you have any thoughts, put them down in the comments below and I'll let you know if you're on the right track. Continuing on, you see the end of Route 4 and buildings beyond a large gate. But your friend Grant is waiting there with his starter Pokemon.
Oh hey, you made it. I was worried I was getting too far ahead of you. I knew that normal type challenge would be no match for you either. But I want to know exactly how great we are now. Most of my Pokemon are pretty tired from this route, but you know what? Battle me.
Grant leads with his starter. It's quite a high level now, but to your surprise, it isn't at full health. It seems that the route really was tough on him. Also, your starter still has the advantage, so you're really not worried. After that, he brings out an Eevee that he must have also picked up in Solure City. You're able to beat him no problem.
Dang! If I'd had all my Pokemon healed up, I bet that would have gone differently. Anyway, there's supposed to be another type researcher ahead. Let's get another access code.
Grant runs ahead to Camp Niffer. You've got some real battles under your belt now and are feeling pretty confident. But I've got a feeling that battles may become more complicated in the future. In fact, the Palean region should probably have its own unique battle gimmick. like the Mega Evolutions, Z-Moves, and Dynamaxes found elsewhere. Nothing is set in stone right now, so if you have any thoughts, let me know about them down in the comments below. We'll be talking about our battle gimmick in the next episode. Anyway, you go to follow Grant, but of course, that will have to wait for the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts on today's episode down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the battle gimmick episode coming up next. Bye!